What is going on, guys? I am back, and real quick before we start this video, I want to give a huge big thank you to every single person that went and watched that last Deltarune video that I made around a month ago. 4,000 views in a month, man. My channel has never seen any type of growth like that before, and that was a huge milestone for me. So I just want to thank you so much for watching that video, anybody that did. I'm very interested in Deltarune, I'm very interested in Undertale, and it seems like other people are as well. I wanted to talk more about Deltarune, and I wanted to think, right? Is Deltarune Chapter 2, the new game that we're waiting for, is Deltarune Chapter 2 or the full game, is it going to have multiple endings? Previous game before Deltarune Chapter 1, Undertale. Undertale had multiple endings, all of them which were very crazy, man. Of course, there was the Pacifist ending that many people would talk about, the one where you didn't kill anything, and it was honestly my favorite ending. It was like the most wholesome one. It was such a great ending. I really loved the Pacifist thing, going from like, it seemed like it was a hopeless ending to then afterwards you replaying the game sort of again and getting a whole different ending. That was the entire Pacifist ending. I think that was really cool. And then the neutral ending, which is kind of my least favorite because it's just, the neutral doesn't seem all that interesting compared to the other ones. It was still a good ending, just didn't seem all that. Compared to the Pacifist and Genocide, it doesn't really have that own unique standoutish thing to me personally. I'd prefer to watch a Pacifist route over a neutral route. Then of course Genocide, you kill everything. That's the craziest junk in the world. I don't know what that junk was crazy, right? So of course we had those three endings. That's one thing that really made Undertale just an amazing game. That was crazy, right? Now we're thinking, since Deltarune it's Undertale, very similar to Undertale in the characters, you know, the way that their names are aligned, just the fact that Deltarune is an anagram of Undertale, you gotta think like, wait, is there going to be multiple endings to this game as well? That's got to be one thing with Toby Fox that he's got to love, right? I got a couple of things that I do want to show you and talk about real quick, but this isn't going to be a long prediction, you get what I'm saying? So let's get into it first. Okay, hopefully I can do this right. Your boy got a whole new setup for the videos and all that. But anyways, this was the first thing that I did want to show very quickly, as we can see right here, right? Now this was a website that right after Deltarune Chapter 1 had came out, back November of 2018, Toby Fox had made this whole thing. It was like a Q&A of him talking about how he felt about Deltarune Chapter 1, how he felt about the development, how he felt about the game as a whole. Did he think it was a great game? Did he enjoy it? All the different little questions that people asked as well. It was kind of like a Q&A thing, right? And one of the questions that Toby Fox, the developer of Deltarune and Undertale, one of the questions that he was asked through here was, will there be multiple endings? And as you can see right here, it says directly to us, no matter what you do, the ending will be the same. And of course, you know, that's the way just things are. Of course, as you can see through the game, one of the really big themes that we seen through Deltarune Chapter 1 was the whole your choices don't matter thing. You get what I'm saying? We seen that everywhere. It was one thing that was like the main saying sort of the game, you know? So it's kind of got me thinking. Of course, that puts the belief down a lot. The creator literally said directly to us, there's not going to be multiple endings. However, there is one thing that I do want to address with that, with Toby saying that junk, right? How is Toby Fox going to make it so there isn't multiple endings with this game? Because one thing that wasn't really acknowledged by him, but was acknowledged by the fans, and one thing that I didn't even figure out myself until it happened to me myself, is I found out that there were multiple endings to Deltarune Chapter 1. I mean, you got to think, how is there not going to be multiple endings to Deltarune Chapter 2? Now listen to me, right? There were two different endings to Deltarune Chapter 1. There was, I think, the Pacifist and the neutral was kind of what it was. The endings really weren't all that different from each other. Pacifist, you got like a slightly better ending in my opinion. It was a lot more nice. It was the same ending, but it's just with the Pacifist ending, you got to say bye to everybody that you've seen throughout your adventure. With the neutral ending, you ended up leaving immediately. You didn't even say bye to nobody. You really had to leave really fast. That's more like what happened. Also, I think the final boss things ended up different as well. I think the final boss still ended up ruling the kingdom, while in the Pacifist one, he ended up being dethroned by Lance. So the endings were pretty different now that I think about it, but at the same time not nearly as different as the Undertale stuff, right? If there's multiple endings with Deltarune Chapter 1, how is there not going to be, how are those multiple endings like not going to tie into endings with Deltarune Chapter 2, right? Like say for me, on the Nintendo Switch, right? On the Nintendo Switch, I had done the Pacifist ending on Deltarune. I did the Pacifist ending, and it was just a different ending. And then on the computer, I accidentally did the neutral run. I didn't realize I accidentally killed the enemy, and I ended up doing the neutral run. That's why I was confused as to like, wait, the ending was not like this on the Switch. And I realized, oh, there's multiple endings to this game. But now it's got me thinking. Now it's got me curious, like, wait, if I ended up getting the Pacifist ending on the Switch and the neutral ending on the computer, if my progress ends up being saved when the new Deltarune comes out, you know, going after Chapter 1 and I go into Chapter 2 immediately, how are those endings, those two different endings that I got, how is it going to tie into the way the rest of the game is going to go for me in the future? Is the whole thing going to be different? Is the story going to be changed? Because I ended up getting different endings for the first part of the game. Is that going to tie in with the second part of the game as well, into the way that I play the game, the way the story goes? And again, Toby Fox said it himself, your choices don't matter, there's no multiple endings to the game, but that's kind of already contradicted, because your choices obviously matter. The endings were different from like the pacifist and the neutral ending in this game. I made the choice to accidentally kill something at one point, and it changed my ending up. So your choices do matter in a way. I think your choices do matter, and I think they're going to matter later on. I think Toby may just be hiding something from us. Maybe he's got a twist with it. Maybe it'll be similar to Chapter 1, how the whole ending of the game, the real ending of the game, was the same thing as with Pacifist and Neutral and Deltarune, but there just was the change with the whole, with the king or whatever. One was, he was dethroned, one he wasn't. The ending will be the same, but different aspects of the game will be changed. I don't know. That's just kind of a thought to me, man, and it was interesting to me. I hope you enjoyed this video, man. I don't got much else to talk about. I got an entirely new setup also as well. I changed my whole junk up. I don't know if you can really tell. I don't know if the junk looks crazy or not, but hopefully it doesn't. And thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And that's all I got to talk about, so thank you. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Peace.